So if you're new to the channel, these are going to be book suggestions, not reviews. I'm going to tell you what I think of them, what I remember of them, because I forget a lot. And I'm going to give you their Goodreads rating and just the idea and the premise of it, and then you can do some research and see if it's the book for you. But I love fantasy books. My bookshelf has plenty of them. I have another 6 bookshelves around the house. Like not just a shelf, but bookshelves. Another 6 lots. Yeah. Let's get into it. So this is by J. Christoph. He has written some other books. He's also written The Empire of the Vampire Behind Me, which is book 1 of this series, which I've spoken about. But I thought I'd talk about this because I started reading it the other day. So on Goodreads, this is 4.65. Wow. I always say anything above a 4 is good. 4.65 is insane. Now that is only off 5,000 reviews. That's still solid. I'm going to read the back and then I'll chat a little bit about it. Gabrielle de Leon. Actually, you know what? In case you haven't read the series, I'm going to read the back of the first one, but I'll talk a bit about this and how it's continued from the first, because I don't want to give anything away. Ooh, big books. So the back of Empire of the Vampire reads like this. It has been 27 long years since the last sunrise. For nearly 3 decades, vampires have waged war against humanity, building their eternal empire even as they tear down our own. Now, only a few tiny sparks of light endure in a sea of darkness. Gabrielle de Leon, half man, half monster, and last remaining Silver Saint, a sworn brother of the Holy Silver Order, dedicated to defending the realm from the creatures of the night, is all that stands between the world and its end. Now imprisoned by the very monsters he vowed to destroy, the last Silver Saint is forced to tell his story. A story of legendary battles and forbidden love, of faith lost and friendships won, of the wars of the blood and the forever king, and the quest for humanity's last remaining hope, the Holy Grail. What do you think? Or what do I think? It's amazing. It's so good. I naturally had to buy the next in the series. So it's about half vampires being the good guys, full vampires are the bad guys. The full vampires they convert the half vampires. If the full vampire bites someone, they're converted as a bad guy, as mostly a lesser vampire, unless they turn quickly. And then they're like a strong vampire if they take ages to turn, they're weak. I'm pretty sure that's right. That doesn't really happen in the second book. But if they get with a human, as I said, book suggestions, not reviews, because I never remember enough, as I always say. But it's already a bit in, so I'm going to kick on. This book. Have you ever seen David Farland, The Sum of All Men? How old does that look to you, or does it look brand new? Because I can assure you, it is probably 15 years old. I've kept it in mint condition. Actually, it might even be 17 years old. Let us give you the good reads. First off, it is 3.77. We've gone from a 4.65 to a 3.77. Some of you might wonder why I'm adding this. I'm adding this because of how different it is. It's not my favourite series. It's something I would recommend if you know someone that has it and you want to borrow it from them, or you see it in a second-hand bookshop, or your local library has it. Because if you buy it, there's another 7 books. So it would become an expensive purchase for something that I wouldn't say is a top-tier series. It is the eve of Hostonfest, and effigies of the Earth King fill the streets. In this festive season, the young Rune Lord Prince Gaborn Valorden has come seeking the alliance of marriage that will safeguard his people's future. Far to the south, but not far enough, Raj Arten, the Wolf Lord of Indopal, moves through the land, his army destroying anything and anyone in his path. From the conquered, he takes prizes, stealing their strength, their endurance, their wisdom, their most potent attributes. The Wolf Lord seems destined to bring all of humanity under his rule, unless after 2,000 years, the Earth King should rise again. What to say about a book I have read many moons ago and can't remember much of? But the reason I brought this up is I've never seen it before for its magic system. So, where it says he steals their, he takes their prizes, their strength, their endurance, whatever. These Rune Lords, say I'm one. I can take someone's strength. I can't remember how the strength is transferred, but I take their strength. That person is now alive, but they are weaker than a newborn baby. They can't lift anything. They become a shell of their former self. If I take their wisdom, they become stupid. Like, they can't even think. If I take their speed, they become slow. You get what I'm saying? So there's the bad guy has thousands of people like this, and then the good guy has at the start, I think 1, 2, 3 know in the comments what you're reading at the moment. I'd love to know. The next book I'm going to show you is truly epic fantasy at its finest. One of the best books written. Probably my top 5. And part of me is like, maybe I've had it in another video. But let me show you. And if I did put it in another video, well, you're getting it again. This absolute tome of a book. Look at the size of that. It's half my head or more. The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Epic fantasy. I'm guessing a lot of you right now are like, Sanderson, we love him. He's very well known. This book gets 4.6. Where does it get? 4.66. Over 400,000 reviews. Itchy. To get 4.66 over 400,000 reviews is insane. This is the author that finished off Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time after Robert Jordan passed away. It's what put him on the radar for me. And it took me a few years to finally start reading some of his works, and I knew from the start exactly why Robert Jordan chose him to finish his epic series, my favourite series of all time. Let us read the back. If I read the back first, I wouldn't have had to repeat myself. Widely acclaimed for his work completing Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time saga, Brandon Sanderson now begins a grand cycle of his own, one every bit as ambitious and immersive. Roshar is a world of stone and storms. Uncanny tempests of incredible power sweep across the rocky terrain so frequently that they have shaped ecology and civilization alike. Animals hide in shells, trees pull in branches, and grass retracts into the stony ground. Cities are built only where the land offers shelter. It has been centuries since the fall of the 10 consecrated orders known as the Knights Radiant, but their shard blades and shard plate remain, mystical swords and suits of armour that transform ordinary men into near invisible warriors. Men trade kingdoms for shard blades, wars were fought for them and won by them. One such war rages on a ruined landscape called the Shattered Plains. There, Kaladin, who traded his medical apprenticeship for a spear to protect his little brother, has been reduced to slavery. In a war that makes no sense, where 10 armies fight separately against a single foe, he struggles to save his men and to fathom the leaders who consider them expendable. Bright Lord Dalinar Golan commands one of those armies. Like his brother, the late king, he is drawn to an ancient text called The Way of Kings. Troubled by overpowering visions of ancient times in the Knights Radiant, he has begun to doubt his own sanity. And across the ocean, an untried young woman named Shallan seeks to train under an eminent scholar and notorious heretic, Dalinar's niece, Jasna. Though she genuinely loves learning, Shallan's motives are less than pure. As she plans a daring theft, her research for Jasta hints at secrets of the Knights of Radiant and the true cause of the war. What do you think of that? I think that's one of the better blurbs I've read on a novel. It hints at a lot, but still keeps so much back. There is an incredible magic system in this and other books in the Brandon Sanderson series that is written. And I don't really want to give anything away, but they're very unique. And it's worth reading 100 times over. I'm trying to think if I've read this book once or twice. I can't remember if I reread the series when the third book came out. Galadin is my favourite character in this. Is the I would say the main one. It's not first person like this. As in, what am I trying to say? There's not just one character it follows, as it says on the back. It follows multiple. If I remember correctly. Yeah. No, it definitely follows multiple. But it's so good. I'm not really going to say much. I'm bad at remembering. I need to reread it, but it is top tier. There was a famous actor I saw probably in the last 6 months that was reading this, and I was like, nice, like the word is out. Everyone knows about this. It's been around for years. I would say 2010s. Copyright 2010. Wow. There you go. Okay. Time marches on. This next book I started reading, so I'm reading a couple books at the same time. I'm reading this in my lunch breaks. It's a little novella. I never read novellas. Probably because I just don't want to pay so much for such a small book. However, I was given this to borrow. This is How You Lose the Time War. I got given this book with no context, just got told to read it. It is 3.91 on Goodreads. I think there's been a few 100,000 reviews, so it's well known by Amal El Mortal. I'll read the back. I'll tell you what I've learned of the book so far. I still don't know what's meant to happen, fully what it's, I don't know what it's about exactly, but I'm getting to know the premise, and it's pretty awesome. It's beautiful. It's written well. interesting. Redbird, Bluebird. In the book there's two characters, Red and Blue. Red is a cyborgy type person, described as having the functions of a human, but with cogs and gears and that sort of thing. And Blue is of nature. I don't think it's mentioned yet, Blue's makeup and how Blue operates, if Blue is pure flesh and blood, or more. There are super agents, they time travel up and down the threads of time, altering history to win, I guess, the time war, whatever. At the start, they discover each other, so you'll read this as you read it from Red's perspective, and then so you read it from Red and Blue's perspective for the first little bit, pop, and then one of them leaves a letter for the other. So then, as I'm now in like 80 something pages through, you'll read Red's perspective. Red will discover a letter. Red reads the letter. It's from Blue, and then it turns into Blue's part of the book. And then Blue, as a scene, discovers a letter. It's from Red, and at the start, it's them. I'll try not really give too many spoilers away, but a little bit. But it's them hating each other, and they're trying to win their side of the war. But then it turns into I'm literally only about here in the book, so less than halfway, and it's turning more into a love between the two of them. It seems like they're individuals that are alone in their universe, in a way, and they've found this camaraderie and connection and love for each other, and it's becoming quite beautiful how they're trying to win for their side, but at the same time not completely screw over the other person. I don't know where it's going, I don't know what the theme is. There's no background on what Red's side of the universe is trying to attain or whatever, or obtain or whatever, and same with Blue. There's none of that. It just jumps into the characters doing that thing. Different, very different to what I'm used to. I guess you have to fit lots into a small box, so you can't be too detailed. But I rate it. If you want a novella that's different, you've never read a space opera, which I haven't, or maybe you haven't, you like that, you want to read that, whatever. Yeah, try it. If you have read it, tell me what you think. I'm enjoying it, I really am. Some people love page turning. I don't want to pay attention to the pages though, because I haven't read this part of the book. Okay, we have a few books still, let's kick on. The next one is an omnibus. The Legend of Eli Monpress by Rachel Aaron. If you don't know what an omnibus is, it is a bunch of books or novels in one. Whether it was just originally written as a bunch of books that they always wanted to put into one, or whether they were written individually, published and released individually, and then eventually compiled into one. I'm not sure, I think that's the more popular choice, but maybe you guys know more. outside. My camera will shut off shortly and it'll just be me hitting record again because it cuts off after 30 minutes of footage, including me mucking around at the start. You know what, I'm just going to stop it now so it doesn't stop halfway through me reading this, and I'll hit play again. Instantly back. But I need a click to sync my sound. Eli Monpress is talented, he's charming, and he's a thief. But not just any thief. He's the greatest thief of the age, and he's also a wizard, and with the help of his partners, a swordsman with the most powerful magic sword in the world, and a demon seed who can step through shadows and punch through walls, he's going to put his grand plan into effect. Because Eli won't rest until he's amassed a fortune. Step 1 in his plan is to increase the bounty on his head, so he'll need to steal some big things. He'll start small for now though. He'll just steal something that no one will miss, at least for a while. Like a king. A delightfully giddy romp of a novel, Karen Miller. Witty, smart, snappy, sassy, fast, furious, and let's not forget fun. Tom Holt. Outstanding, highly recommended for all fantasy readers. Book list. Couple reviews. And at the front, wry humour, engaging characters, and full tilt action. K.O.C. Martin. This book contains 5 books, so that would mean they're about 200 pages each. What's good about that? The story's going to keep flowing. You're not going to get bogged down, it's not going to get boring. More characters get brought into it through the other books, so you will not get bored. Do I remember much about it? Not really. Is that a bad thing? No, that's me with everything. The books in the series, the first is The Legend of Eli Monpress. That's the trilogy, which is The Spirit Thief, The Spirit Rebellion, and The Spirit Eater. Then there's The Legend of Eli Monpress Part 1 Omnibus Edition and The Revenge of Eli Monpress. Wait. No! There are different lots of... I'm just so dumb. Then you have 3 books, I guess, that were originally done on their own. And then there's this, because that was his whole books Rachel's ever written. So yes, no, this only has 3 books in it. Please don't let me give you false information. So it has The Spirit Thief, The Spirit Rebellion, The Spirit Eater. So 3 books, 900 pages, 300 pages each. Still 300 pages for a fantasy book isn't huge, so it's a nice amount. I don't have much to say. It's already going to be a long video and I have 2 more books, so just look it up on Goodreads, read some reviews. But if you like thief books, which I love, they're some of my favourite. I love when the main character is a thief, so give it a crack. It's quite poor quality. There's like these lines going diagonally across the page where the cutting device has marred the pages. I don't like that. There's lots of yellow staining on it. Not from me. Page. I don't know. Cool. The next book, I love its cover. What do you think? The Black Coast by Mike Brooks. Do you buy books based on their covers? would say 3.8, 3.9 above. Then I'm really considering buying it. If I already think the back sounds good, then 3.8 above. Done. I won't do any more research on that. If it's got a high rating, but I don't think the blurb sounds good, I might read some reviews then, and that might determine whether I buy it or not. So this is 4.004 flat on Goodreads, and it only has 1100 ratings. So it's not very well known. I'm not sure if Mike Brooks is Australian. Maybe it hasn't been released elsewhere around the world, or they're just, not a popular book. I'm trying to find the about the author section. Where are you from? Potentially from Britain. Yeah. They're from the UK. I'm surprised it only has 1100 reviews, but anyway, moving on, let's read the blurb. War dragons, fearsome raiders, a demonic warlord on the rise. That's in the little bit there. When they spot raiders on the horizon, the Knights of Black Keep saddle their war dragons, preparing to defend their people. But this time the raiders have not come to pillage. Driven from their own land by a demonic despot prophesizing the end of the world, this raiding fleet comes in search of a new home. Meanwhile, the wider continent of Narita is lurching toward war. The settlement at Blackkeep is about to be caught in the crossfire if only its new mismatched society can survive. Some reviews. With incredible action and epic world building at its finest, discover the Black Coast, the start of an unmissable debut fantasy series of dangers, magic, and empires at war. That wasn't a review, these are the reviews. Epic, powerful. I really, really can't recommend this one enough. Vibrant and intricate world building, and then compelling, promises to be a watershed epic fantasy series. I loved it. There you go. There's the second book. Look at those beautiful covers. The second book is Splinter King. I need to look if there's a third book out yet. Yes, what do I think? I liked it. Was it my favourite ever series? No. Was it different? Yes. Would I recommend it? I would recommend you to look up the reviews. I think I would recommend it. I liked this fact of marrying two cultures together. You know, I think it's a great look on what we should be doing in our world, and how blending two cultures together improves this Black Keep. It strengthens them. The raiders, who are actually people that have been driven from their own lands, actually have stuff to teach the people of the Black Keep and vice versa, and they can create a more progressive and empowered people. I think we definitely need to think about that more in our daily lives, and people that might be immigrants to our country, or vice versa, people that were in our country before us, as the original custodians, for instance, in Australia, the Aboriginal people, and yet how we can all benefit from working together. I think that's what he tried to get at with this book. But also, if you want some texting everyone saying you have to read this, but I wasn't putting it down either. It was just enjoyment and discovery, and there's some nice characters, and the relationships between the characters, and how they all unfold. Give it a go. "17. His father's shock was understandable. The raiders' strange double-hulled ships usually came in 2s or 3s, or sometimes as just one. Damon had heard of a 4-boat raid further up the coast once, nigh on 100 screaming milk faces descending with fire, and their crude, yet deadly, black stone weapons. But that had been an anomaly. The numbers of battle clicking through his head came to a standstill. Black Keep would be overrun in a short order. There were almost certainly more raiders on those ships than there were people in the entirety of Black Keep town, and very few aside from Damon, Darrell, and their father had any skill in battle. Find Malakal and open the armory. Azrael snapped at the 2 guards. Arm anyone who can carry a weapon. Go. So that happens. That's just a little insert of something from the book, but that's quite early on in the book, as the raid is landing. Let's hit you with the final book. Another one that I grabbed that is not my favourite, but maybe it could be yours. It is many people's favourites. It is the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, Hugo Award winner. The Hugo Award is for fantasy books. This won it in 2016. This is 4.31 on Goodreads, and that's with over 200,000 reviews if I remember. I was not hugely sold on this, but I wanted to put it as a suggestion just to give you guys the name of it if you don't know it, because of how popular it is. Sure, I'll share it. Shortlisted for the Nebula, winner of the Hugo. This is the way the world ends for the last time. It starts with the Great Red Rift across the heart of the world's sole continent, spewing ash that blots out the sun. It starts with death, with a murdered son and a missing daughter. It starts with betrayal and long, dormant wounds rising up to fester. This is the stillness, a land long familiar with catastrophe, where the power of the earth is wielded as a weapon, and where there is no mercy. Look, it's different to what I've read. There's some cool magic going on. The characters are pretty good, but I don't know. I just never fully connected with it. There was some sort of disconnect with me in the book. So I'm not really going to say much about it because I don't remember anything other than that it wasn't great. So why am I suggesting it? It's because it's 3.1 on Goodreads. Sorry, 4.31. 4.31. And it won the Hugo. If you've read it, let me know what you think. So many people think it's incredible. I don't know. But you guys still deserve to know about it. I'm not gonna just suggest stuff that is my best in what I've read. I'm gonna suggest a few where I wasn't sure, but maybe other people will enjoy it. This is one of them. There is nothing, you blurt, and then you fall silent. uneasy when she focuses sharply on you. Now you have to finish. I mean, there's nothing safe misses that would hurt people. That's the only reason anyone drinks it, because it tastes like boiled horse. Now the woman looks annoyed. That's not true. Where the Russ did you learn that? It's something you used to teach into the Tiramo creche, but before you can say this, she snaps. Safe doesn't work as well if it's in a cold solution. Everybody knows that. Needs to be room temperature or lukewarm. It doesn't catch things that kill you in a few months instead of a few minutes. Fat lot of good it'll do you to survive today, only to come down with skin peel next year. You're a geomest, you blurt. It seems impossible. You've met geomests. They are everything people think origines are when they are feeling charitable, arcane, unfathomable, possessed of knowledge no mortal should have. Disturbing. No one but a geomest would know so many useless facts so thoroughly. Anyway, well, in exile, a geomest and whatever, yeah, different magic systems and stuff. If I haven't already said it, tell me what you think if you've read it. I think that's it for the day. It's a bloody long video. Thank you if you made it to the end. Tell me what you want to see next. I did the hairbrush video for a subscriber, and I said I'll do rain sounds in something. I'm still gonna do that. I'll figure out when. Yeah. Thank you for listening. If this is the first fantasy video you've watched of mine, I have another 5, I think it is, previous videos you can look up. I will know when I do the title of this video how many more I have. I think it's 5. I do these probably once a month. If there's other books you want to talk about, let me know. I know one subscriber ages and ages ago said, can I do not horror, not crime, was it not thriller? I've written it down. I can't remember what type. Like a whodunit sort of genre. Agatha Christie style, and I'm just having an absolute blank on what that is. Well, anyway, whatever it is, that's something I still need to do. I still need to get onto that, but yeah, suggest me anything. And I may